The Utah Jazz are riding high atop the Western Conference for the first time in a long time. And when they took on the second-place team in the East, it served as a good barometer for where these take notes stand. So allow me to tell you the real story behind this game that saw the Bucks get blown off the floor quite handily, and how it's been a microcosm for Utah's entire season. Before Jazz fans get too excited, the schedule was favorable to them last night. The Bucks were on their fifth straight road game and shorthanded without Jrue Holiday due to him testing positive for coronavirus. That said, the Jazz were missing their own starting guard in Mike Conley, who pulled a hammy. So we can consider this a fair fight, one that turned lopsided by halftime. To give you a deeper sense of what happened in this game, let's focus on the Jazz scores and what they did to expose the Bucks defense that has their lowest defensive rating rank in 3 seasons. On the flip side, the Jazz have their highest rank on offense since the 07-08 season, and the big key is the gravity Rudy Gobert commands on his rolls to the basket. On the step-up screen, Lopez gets sucked to Ingles attacking, so he drops the bounce pass to the rolling Rudy. Giannis is guarding a sharpshooter in Bojan Bogdanovic, which explains his initial position, but he's 2 seconds slow reacting to this play. And he's there just in time to get utterly posterized in a tangle of arms and limbs and elbows and knees. When Portis does a good job to push Rudy out to the three-point line, the Jazz flow into their 5-out, targeting Portis in the pick and roll out top. Clarkson's their second leading scorer and a threat to shoot every time he touches the ball, so both defenders track into the wing. Rudy's roll forces Connaughton to bump down on him for fear of what he saw the play before, and that opens up a clean look from George Niang. This is the sign I've been looking for in terms of offensive skill improvement from Rudy. He catches the roll pass cleanly, gets it right to the ground for one dribble, then hits Giannis with his own medicine, a Euro finger roll over the front of the rim that actually had touch as it rolls around before dropping through. You go, Rudy! Out of horns, the double high post set, they flare favors off Gobert before Rudy sets the screen and slips. Great pass to get it down low, an interesting choice to shoot with the inside hand, but he quick releases it in before Giannis can get there to block it. Donovan Mitchell has been over 40% from 3 this season, so it makes sense that the Bucks would bring Lopez up a lot higher than he normally plays the pick and roll. This time, Giannis is on time to rotate to the Rudy roll, but the Jazz are one of the best teams in the league at skip passing, and Rudy's roll directly opens up this attack of the closeout to the baseline. Notice how Rudy circles back around to the middle of the paint. Had he stayed put, Connaughton could have deflected this pass. Instead, he gets it up strong with both hands and off the glass and in. Early in the fourth, they run a double ball screen, an action which requires the defense to be on point. They don't switch off the ball as DJ Augustin chases around. Portis drops to contain, but Connaughton gets so concerned with Rudy's roll, he just rides the train all the way under the basket, leaving his man wide open to lick his thumb and check the wind before splashing this three for a 15-point lead in the fourth. The Jazz have clearly studied the advanced analytics in order to increase the amount of three-point shots they've been taking, but I'm sure they've wasted a lot of valuable time poring over spreadsheets that don't give them the info they desperately need. You might feel the same way running your business, as you've outgrown QuickBooks and need more analysis than your outdated spreadsheets can provide. NetSuite can solve all your problems by eliminating wasteful spending on multiple systems and platforms, as it will give you all the visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need all in one place, instantaneously. It would be like an NBA team having me do a breakdown of each and every one of their games, finished immediately when the final buzzer sounded. Join the over 24,000 companies using NetSuite by Oracle and let the world's #1 cloud business system work for you. NetSuite can show you how they'll benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/CoachNick. So click on my special link in the description and schedule that tour so you can find more success in your business, like the Jazz have been doing by leading the league in overall three-point frequency, as well as rank second in percentage, with 5 of their top volume shooters above 40%. It was Ingles' turn to be on fire from back there, and just a warning, this is not a pretty looking jump shot. Mitchell takes advantage of the foolish reach-in by DiVincenzo to get right into the middle of the paint. The Bucks are notorious for collapsing in overhelp to stop shots at the rim, but this is correct positioning by Middleton to bump down on Rudy in support of Lopez. This opens up the easy pass to the corner, and while it appears this was well contested, you have to look at this at this moment. Clear view of the rim, the arm swing up has already started, and by the time Middleton gets there, it's too late. The Jazz run the original UCLA high post, ripped from John Wooden's playbook as Bogdanovic makes the UCLA cut off of Rudy before he pops out to receive the ball. Normally, Ingles would set the pin down for Bogey, but he has the option of using the Rudy screen himself, which gets him right into the lane. Middleton was better at bumping and recovering to run Bogey off the line. This was good rotational defense right until Middleton is a second slow, realizing he's the guy that's got to get to Ingles in the left corner. In case you didn't think you could rhythm dip the ball off the dribble, Ingles provides a good example after this wicked crossover to reject the screen, finds him with all sorts of space. Notice how he gathers the ball at chest level, then dips the ball to the waist before letting this two-motion shot fly, twisting in the air to find optimal rim alignment with his left elbow and hip. I mentioned how good the Jazz are at skip passes and also how foolish DiVincenzo was to reach in on a professional ball handler. Well, we get both of these things as Mitchell gets right into the lane, two defenders rush to the ball, there's the skip pass to the corner and good closeout by Portis. But another skip pass sees DiVincenzo again stretching for a steal. I dig the behind-the-back one-timer by Bogdanovic, avoiding the possibility that Dante might get his hand on it, and while the Bucks got back in position, yet another skip pass from corner to corner finds Ingles no-dipping this shot right into the basket over Lopez. That said, while there isn't any movement downwards like we see in a traditional dip, notice how the dip is back to forward to generate power, in the same way Larry Bird generated ball momentum out of his hands. On this possession, Ingles takes advantage of the Bucks screwing up their transition defense. Giannis should have sprinted over to pick him up. Instead, Lopez is forced to, and the Jazz are great at attacking mismatches as Ingles hits a practice shot. Speaking of attacking mismatches, remember the Horns setup they like to run. Here, when they discover the diminutive Bryn Forbes guarding Bojan, Mitchell quickly gets them organized as he triggers the offense by dribbling to the wing. Favors gets it out top. Clarkson lifts to the left wing while Bogey goes right to the left block to post up. The Bucks did a nice job to scram Forbes out of there, but Connaughton is also a mismatch in terms of size as Bogdanovic just dribbles into the lane and shoots over him. Let's look at another Horn set. This time they put Mitchell on the elbow and flare him off the Favors screen. This acts much like a pick and roll, and while I like Middleton bumping the Favors up high, they also needed Augustine to bump over from the weak side as the lowest man. The problem is, at 6 feet, there's literally nothing he could do to stop this play from happening. Credit to Quinn Snyder for having his team prepared and ready to attack specific defensive weaknesses. Bobby Portis was definitely on their list last night as they run a triangle-ish set out of the corner for George Niang. On a handoff back to the middle, Portis is forced to switch, and Niang doesn't hesitate to get right to the restricted area for an easy step-through jump hook. But it was Jordan Clarkson who relished this matchup more than anyone else last night. While we see the Rudy roll pulling the defense over and opening a potential skip pass, JC just isolates on the mismatch, eventually taking him down to the baseline before stopping and twisting and jump hooking over him to increase the lead to 15 at the end of the third. The double ball screen was well defended by the Bucks initially as Middleton gets around and contains. So they simply rescreen, and on the switch, Clarkson wastes no time blowing by Portis to the dotted line for a little two-footed floater. Clarkson is the Jazz's second leading scorer, a microwave off the bench, and will be crucial to any playoff hopes they have. And in this game, he wasn't just targeting Portis. This Horn set forces a switch of Giannis onto him, and as the shot clock wound down, he gets by the MVP, and he should submit this move to Monty Python's Ministry of Silly Walks, as he proves that there is no time limit to how long your 1-2 needs to be when going up into a layup. Awkward, but effective. I'd be remiss if I didn't point out a couple of buckets from Mitchell, as he's really gotten comfortable in his role running the offense. He patiently waits for the double ball screen to set up to his left, but he wickedly crosses over to reject the screens, catching Middleton a step slow on the help, and he continues his hot shooting season. More foolish gambling by the Bucks defense, this time by Forbes trying to get this pass, and Mitchell is ruthless in not giving up the advantage, right into the lane and elevating right over the smaller guard for an easy bucket. And if you were wondering whose side the basketball gods were on last night, then this possession should answer your question. Again, they attacked the mismatch with Bogdanovic, who tries to skip. Forbes has pick 6 written all over this. Instead, he trips over the Jazz logo. Mitchell tracks down the loose ball, check the no-look skip to bogey. The shot fake worked wonders for the Jazz all night as he draws 2 defenders in the drive. Giannis should have stayed with Favors, but when he looks back here, he only sees Mitchell spacing to the 3. Easy pass, easy bucket, easy win. And to cap it all off, deep in the fourth, look at the spacing they have with shooters all around the perimeter. It opens up the pocket pass for the rolling Gobert, who illegally dribbles the ball with both hands, but who's counting? Before rising up to put an exclamation point on a big win, and even more importantly, a big season so far for the Jazz. Their reliance on the three-point shot gives me some pause. Can all these guys maintain their sharp shooting? Is it all because there aren't any fans in the stands? All I can tell you is that they're extremely well prepared by the coaching staff. Rudy seems to have elevated his role game enough to make the offense function at an elite level, and their defense is shutting teams down on a nightly basis, which puts them within sight of the conference finals. If you like this video, you're going to love my new YouTube membership. There are 3 tiers to choose from, all with tremendous bonus content, including private watch parties. Join me for the next time these two play, and you can come on the show as well. You in?